For the most part, I'm always busy. So when I have time, even for these meetings and stuff like that, I have to structure because I'm swamped busy, right? So it's definitely something I need. I know I need to have my face on content more because that's the way it's kind of going, right?
Yeah.
With AI and all this kind of stuff, everyone's going to get washed out unless you're an authentic person online, right? So
Absolutely, because AI garbage ain't gonna build a relationship for sure.
no, no, it's not going to build trust either, right?
No, it's
So
not. It's a little bit funny. You see some companies and they just post these static posts that just like we build houses, check this out. But it's all like it's not even sometimes you can tell it's not even legit pictures. It's like I wonder why you're not busy. Probably because somebody hits your page and how everybody has a natural ability to look at something and then identify all the reasons why you shouldn't trust something. We
yeah,
naturally do that as humans. And so it's like in your marketing, authenticity definitely works because, man, everybody's unique and then people trust people. People build amazing companies that have great reputations, but still if you took a person and said, "Do you trust this guy or do you trust the company more?" Probably they would choose a person. You know what I mean? It wouldn't
oh,
necessarily
yeah.
choose the company. And so I'm not saying you have to be always on the camera, but it's definitely right now it's definitely helps a lot. But here I'll just show you one thing too. I'm just going to share my screen with you. But I got your website open here. So got some good images. So only thing you could make a lot of the times it's not what your website looks like. You need people actually on your website, right? So it's a good thing that you have this, but I'll just give you a quick example of what could work a little better for your situation to help you stand out. Is like if you have your website and you're like good with having some videos about what you do, right? And then just taking the structure and building it out a little bit more. This is good, request a quote. But like right now, do you know Gary Vaynerchuk by chance? No? Well, he's a huge influencer online. He's been for like a decade. And it's the concept of give more than you take. So everybody on their website's like, hey, hit the contact form. Why is nobody filling out my form? Well, you need to give them something. Get the free guide to building in this service area, as an example. Boom, you hit get the free guide. How do I get it? I got to put my contact information in and then it'll be emailed to me. But then if they're getting something into their email, you just got consent to send them something. And now you have their phone number, email, and now you can phone them and be like, hey, you know what I mean? But you're not
Mhm.
asking for something. They're not like, oh, I'm going to get solicited from hitting this contact form because they know that's going to happen. But if
Yeah, for
you
sure.
do something like this, the cost to advertise goes way down because you're not saying, hey, do you want to build a custom home? You're saying, hey, here's the process to building custom home, right? The ask is way lower. And so if you can do that, essentially you in home building, people research for like 3 to 18 months on average. That's a proven statistic. And so you need to make sure that we are the ones able to actually help them solve the problems in the journey for them building their custom home, if that makes sense. Because one call closes aren't really possible with custom homes, right? It'd be kind of cool. Maybe if you closed a one call close with a custom home, that would be a customer from hell.
For sure.
But honestly, we can definitely help you with the branding aspect. We have a very good creative team. We don't actually post for you. We just help you create all the stuff you can post. So if you make the videos, we can edit them and send them back. But our biggest focus as a company is generating leads, and then we have a system. It's called Go High Level, and that way when the leads come in, we can have emails and text messages going out automatically so that we can strategically actually stay in front of these people for 12 months straight. Because at the end of the day, we like even if you have an initial conversation, you know what I mean? There's just so many different steps that have to be taken care of that essentially we need to stay in front of them via email, text, phone. And the emails, we're not just spamming them with random emails. We need to hit them with stuff that they'll actually get value from. And it kind of works with this philosophy. A lot of companies position themselves as the we're the best at this. Hey, we're number one. That's what everybody claims. Here's what people don't care. People actually don't care if you are number one. That's just something that business owners care about for ego. Now, if we flip the script and we think about it this way, that person building a custom home is the main character of their own life. So we need to help them in with their journey of building this house. Do you know what I mean? And so if we position it that way, we're the guide for them to building their custom house. So We're not the main character. Your company isn't, but you're the best guide that they could choose to build their house. It just flips the script a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we do it that way, then your marketing and your emails can come across as in a service oriented way and not like a super salesy. Obviously, we'll have call to actions on every email so that we can get people on our calendar. That's the whole point. But does that make sense? So then we can,
Yeah.
so then that's as simple as it gets. I could show you the whole system if you want, but let me share my screen. Here, just one second. I gotta pull up a different screen. So I'll just show you this account quick. Are you familiar with Go High Level?
No.
You're not?
No.
So do you see how this is listed? So as you get leads over time, you want to make sure that you can keep track of where they are in the process. And so because the sales cycle takes time, we'll stay in front of them with emails and text messages, but then we can also put them based on where they actually should be, right? And we can keep notes, and it'll, if you want, we can help you set it up so that all the phones calls that you get are recorded by the system and it goes under their profile. Because one thing that's important is, since the sales cycle is pretty long, it's pretty nice to be able to remember. And just because you're a busy guy, you're not going to remember literally everything unless you're a genius and you can photogenic memory or something. But like, over time, you're dealing with lots of leads, having lots of combos. Those calls can be placed under the profile so that if the sales cycle does take 13 months, well, then you can even take the call recordings and you can listen to them all and be like, well, you said this in verbatim. And so then you know what's important to them, even if you haven't spoken to them in 2 months. You know what I mean? You can just refer to the last call. And so, and that's how we operate. We mainly use Meta, and SEO is working the best right now. Paid ads on Meta bring leads in pretty quick, getting people to raise their hand saying, I'm interested. And then organic SEO is really important right now. Like, Google Ads is, truthfully, it works, but it's a little bit expensive and it's a little bit dead, because for the amount of effort you could put into writing blogs and actually getting your website dialed in and ranked, it costs way
Yeah.
less than Google Ads. Because here's the thing, with Google and with paid ad spend, you can spend, but then as soon as you stop spending, you're invisible. Nobody knows you exist. So almost nice to have your website ranking so that you get hundreds of people on there a month without having to pay Zuck or whoever owns Google. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So cool. And are you more interested? So we have monthly packages where we can help you run your paid ads, build your website, and get you onto the CRM and build out those things I was talking about. Or so that starts at 1,800 per month and includes everything. And there's month to month, which means you can literally cancel anytime. There's just a setup fee on the month, because if you hire
Yeah.
everything that we do for you, you own. So let's say you worked with us for 5 months and you said, hey, I'm going to pause this for now. You own everything, because that's why you paid us to build it all, right? And
Yeah.
or you have a year, there's a yearly commitment option paid monthly and there's no setup fee. So that's probably the best package, because I can see that here. I'll just share my screen with you just so you have an idea. But I can also, because if you aren't super familiar, then that's probably a decently big cost, because it's more than anything is more than zero. So if I go to our packages here, this is the package so it includes meta ads, the video scripts, and the edits. So we do the graphic design, the video editing for the ads. We give you the CRM that I just showed you. And
Yeah.
if you need your truck wrapped or any graphic design, it includes 2 hours a month. So anything you need designed. And then we also meet with you every week. And then since I see your website, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'd be willing to throw a website into this package for you, just because we need that dialed in, and to really, I'm just confident we could represent you to make you look like a $10 million company. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look really good. And it doesn't have to come with a huge cost. Like, I can throw that in there for you, because you need like a 10 to 15 page website that displays your service areas, that actually is built so that you pages are indexed and then you actually get people going on there. Just because I see on your current site, you're probably not getting that many form fills.
Like a lot of my jobs right now are word of mouth. Like my website, so I'm not really getting anything from the website at all right now. So like all my jobs right now are pretty much referrals or word of mouth. But I'm things are just dry kind of up, right? I need to get out there more to be able to solidify more work, right? Because
Yeah.
it's keeping up with the work. Well, that's why I have to go into all these different areas. But I'm glad to just focus on one, then go to a bunch of different ones, right? So
There's that package. I'll kind of two options actually, because this could be helpful for you too. So if you want us to help you set up like ads, do the video editing, the graphic design, give the CRM so that you actually are emailing people once they inquire and you have a good speed to lead. And then if you want to meet with us, yeah, the package includes a weekly meeting because we want to go over things, review it, prove it, and keep the momentum. But if you want
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want, because if we're going to run Facebook ads, your website isn't necessarily going to be a make or break for you. It represents what you do. And so I could also, if you don't need help on the website end, I can also just help you with the video editing and the graphic design and help you run the ads on Meta. And I can charge you $1,000 to run that. And that is just, there's no setup fee. It's $1,000 will pay us to do the graphic design, the video editing. We'll do the actual ideation. We'll help you out with that. And we'll run it all month. And I can do that for 1,000. I offer that is because I think right now you just need some momentum. You need some leads coming in, and
Yeah.
rebuilding your website itself isn't necessarily going to bring you leads in next month. It'll make you look cool online, but it will still take more work after that to get it ranking, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
so if you want kind of the full package, I recommend this because we'll really help you get completely off the ground and get everything dialed in for all your basics, get you in the directories and everything. Or if you just want to run the ads, because this is a good package, but if you just want to run the ads because you need help with video editing, graphic design, and wicked ads, then I can do that for $1,000 for you. I just want to give you two kind of options there. These is our best selling program, but I don't think that's where you're at right now, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I have to take step one before we can get to step five. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know for sure. And this is all. Are you sending me an email with all this information on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause that way I can have my computer up. So, um, if you want to review this and see what one I believe will be best for me as well too. So,
Yeah. I could recommend one. I would probably, even though it's a little bit more, I understand that, but our essentials package would get you dialed in. Like build really badass websites, like to build you one that looks similar to Coast. They are, yeah, like really look nice, represent what you do in the different service areas. Website is a decent one, but then the go high level in the back end system. Every time you get a lead, to have the ability for the system to auto email and auto text those leads is just unreal because 95% of the time that introduction email is going to be the same every single time. Our whole goal is to get them onto the next stage, right? Like we need to get
yeah.
them on a meeting, on a conversation, so we can actually dissect what they want, what they're doing, what their budget is. Cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time, Sean. Do you have any questions? I could also understand this might be a little overwhelming if you've never heard of Go High Level or some of these platforms. So,
Yeah, now I just want to kind of. I mean, I do have a 10:30 meeting coming up here, so I do need to get on that pretty soon here. But I do want to read because all this is new information to me, right? So I'd like to review it. If you could send me that email, then I can kind of over and then maybe do like a call back on Monday. Give me the weekend to kind of everything, and then
yeah,
see what I could do.
yeah, I'm definitely not asking you to make a decision here now. Biggest thing, I'll send you all that information, and before you make any decisions, definitely feel 100% clear because like you're like, hell, how does this work? Team's literally happy to show you what the work is involved and how it works, and then you might
Yeah.
say, hey, man. That's definitely why I'm paying you. Or you might
Yeah.
say, I like that. I could probably do it myself if you have time, right? But
Yeah.
we're like an open book in that way. It's not rocket science, but it does take a little bit of skill and definitely takes effort. So,
Well, that's the thing. I can't do everything on my own because that's the problem. Is that's why I'm looking for all these opportunities and researching all this because I need to find ways to automate it. I do a business that it's an in-person business, so I have to find ways for me to be there all the time, but not actually be there. If that makes sense, because I'm my reputation, I'm my business, but I can't be everywhere all at the same time. So
100%. If you don't mind
yeah.
me asking, how did you find us?
Oh, it was on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I guess I've been researching this stuff left, right, and center, and all these
Yeah.
things keep popping up. So I'm trying to cry. So I was like, I'm doing a lot more like other avenues, and then this kind of I was like, oh yeah, I give you guys a call, see what you guys are about, and yeah, far so good stuff.
Yeah, man. Seriously though, if you have any questions, like this is just a discovery call. Like one thing that I highly recommend if you're entering this world, I've been doing this 7.5 years. So like I like to think that I definitely spent all my last 7 years doing this. So one thing I'd recommend is if you don't feel clear, don't do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Always feel 100% clear. And one last thing is that like, I know you probably talk to lots of companies or whatever, but I just want to like make sure you also are successful. If somebody has massive claims that lead quality is like every time, then there's, unless they have like a sales team built in, phoning them, qualifying them, and sending them to you, like make sure you don't, like a large claim and then get screwed, because like industry's a bit jisty where like people will try to sell you a website for 8 grand, when to be honest with you, man, like build a website takes our team like hours. Yes, we use AI, we build the websites correctly, but like, you know what I mean, there's also a difference. Kind of, if you don't fully understand websites, I could build you a front end of a website in like minutes and you'd probably think it looks good, and just if your knowledge isn't there, you'd probably be like, dude, this is sick, and then you'd be actually happy. But you want to make sure that the back end and everything done actually have the I's dotted, the T's crossed, and it's fundamentally built right, so that in 3 months you're like, dude, my website is ranking. Or because I've just seen, just because I've been doing it so long, I've seen companies also like for some big claims spend like 10 grand, or like, I didn't even get it. What, you didn't get the end result, and so take that as you will. I would like can send you all that information. I'll send you some references, and the only reason I say that is because if you don't know Go High Level, there's people making huge claims, right? So just be a little bit careful.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Take care, man.